So we make videos to get a grip on contemporary world and culture in becoming, the sort of cultural moment that is not yet documented in archives and libraries.
So the first results of our work under the umbrella title Cinema Suitcase, which happens to be a group which originally started as a group of 5, and now Cinema Suitcase more or less functions as myself and Mieke. We made Mille un jour in 2004. A guy from Tunisia who was just trying to settle in Paris without papers. He had to struggle very hard with the French bureaucracy to be able to say, I can stay, I can marry, I have a chance to be a French citizen. That took quite some time, and we followed that process. In 2007 we made a film called Colony, which dealt with one of the first, you could say, globalized shoe companies. They actually started in the Czech Republic and then expanded around the world. Initially I had this misconception. My mother's from Sri Lanka, and I saw all the barter stores and I said, must be a Sri Lankan company, let's look into it, only to find that everybody else had this misconception, and this store had integrated themselves so well into people's lives that everybody had adopted barter as a brand. So yeah. I guess maybe this starts our interest in commercial, global capitalism.
That's true, that was very strong in that
right at the beginning. So, in 2008, we made Becoming Vera. It's a film about a girl who was 3 at the time, of mixed heritage. Her father is a Cameroonian prince. Her mother had a connection to the Galitzin family in Russia, who were close to the Romanov, but not quite the same level. And so she had been given all of this information, and this 3-year-old had to understand her history and deal with it, and she dealt with it through fantasy, telling stories, and Mieke and I were almost envious of this beautiful child's kind of capacity to imagine and play, and we thought we could make a fiction. This would be absolutely great, and we did. So this took us to a feature film, our first one, A Long History of Madness, which also became a series of video installations, which was exhibited 9 times in 1 year. One of the biggest was held in Turku Museum, called Landscapes of Madness. It was fundamentally made as a fiction, but because it contained documentary elements, we called it a theoretical fiction. And it was based on a French psychoanalyst book, Mère Folle, which means Mother Folly, and her name is Françoise Davoine. So.
And it's about to come out in English, this book, in case English is easier for you than French.
Just to briefly say, we have the exhibitions are kind of all behind us. The final one from the series of the Madness Project was Saying It, which was held at the Freud Museum, in which a specific aspect of the film, which was the case of Sissy, was dispersed through the museum. One of the most exciting moments for us was to place one of the analysis sessions next to Freud's couch.
As a visual argument against a certain point in Freud's theory. So it was within Freudian thinking that we had an argument with Freud, and it made total sense to have that argument then within the Freud Museum. But with all respect, we did not agree.
That Freud basically said that psychosis could not be treated through analysis, and Françoise Davoine and a few other analysts have the opposite feeling within psychoanalysis, that you can actually reach someone's deep mental issue through talking.